Malawian cameras. Welcome back to the YouTube channel Malawian Cameras, guys. Tingo kamba kupa ngono za ripoti limene likuperekedwa. Ayamba kuwerenga 5 o'clock panopa ndi to 7 kumasana malize kumaso isanati. Komano mostly ma points angapa amene ifeyo takutolera nepone amene alipo kokondona kuti point yoyambirira likungokhanga kuti pang'ono chabe it's just a little bit copy and paste in the German report licha. Actually in chizungu siliso njijewa and zokamba zake ndi thuzu kufanana nako koma china sonchona kuti atsimikizanso kunena kuti yes Richard Chimwendo Banda ndithu ankafuna kuti akwere nawo mu ndege muja komano akuti malo ndamene adachepa. Komanso Mary Chilima komanso ndi bodyguard wawo uja zimayi uja akuti nayenso ndithu anali kuti apite nawonso ku meneko akwere nawo ndege ija koma akuti analiso ndi mayeso ndiyebe maripoti ake ndi amenewo kenako akuti ananyamuka pa Lilongwe pamene pali pa Kia Kamuzu International Airport kumapitanso pano ku Mzuzu. Malongosoledwe ake amene akulongosola just akufanana naso ndi mmene inalili ripoti la ku German licha. Ndiyebe ali mkati wa kinako ndithu kumalizirani komano mangofana kupasana ma key words mangofana kupasana kuti ma points enene chifukwa apande ndi video ya 40 minutes yechizungu yokhayoka komano akungowerenga zoti zikutopesani simupeza poso point inakeso nde it's better ndizingotenga ma points yo kenda kondo kumangoponya ndekuti at least kunako timvana bwino. Guys, thank you so much Malawian Cameras. By the way tamumvera nzimayiyo kuti ndizimene makamba zizo kugwirizana zikufanana. Thank you.
The usual W601 route. This prompted her to ask Major Suleiman as to why they had decided to use the direct route instead of the normal route. It is in her testimony that Major Suleiman responded that they had decided to use a direct route because on their flight from Mzuzu Airport to Kamuzu International Airport earlier on that day, they had encountered bad weather on the normal route W601. The flight plan further indicated that the aircraft was to maintain an altitude of 9,000 feet above mean sea level. The flight plan was sent to Kamuzu International Airport Control Tower and Mzuzu Control Tower by the Senior Aeronautical Information Officer. The aircraft was refueled by the vendor who is contracted to refuel aircrafts at the airport, which is Puma Energy Limited. It was the evidence of Mrs. Laika Chibana from Puma that 483 liters of Jet A1 aviation fuel was filled into MAF T03 at Kamuzu International Airport. On 9th June 2024, 294 liters of Jet A1 fuel from the same tanker was filled into an aircraft registered as 7Q-ULL belonging to Aviation and Regional Services. After the MAF T03 had refueled, a BEA 350 aircraft belonging to AML Global, registered as N823CJ, was filled with 532 liters of Jet A1 fuel on the same day. The other aircrafts reached their destinations without incident. She stated that when she heard about the aircraft accident, she immediately collected samples of the Jet A1 fuel as per standard operating procedure. In case fuels, the samples would be needed. She explained that at the time of giving her evidence, nobody had requested for the samples. It is worth noting that on the day of the departure from Kamuzu International Airport to Mzuzu, there was a difference in the flight passenger manifest from the previous day. The flight passenger manifest that was presented the day before had Madame Mary Chilima and Miss Gloria Mtukule as part of the entourage. However, they did not travel to Mzuzu on the 10th June 2024. It was Madame Chilima, Mary Chilima's testimony that she did not travel because of her doctoral assignment she had earlier alluded to. she sought leave from the late Vice President to remain behind to work on her assignment to enable her to submit the same before the deadline. Having remained behind, it inevitably meant that Miss Gloria Ntukule also remained behind with Madam Chilima, being her close protection officer. In that regard, there were 6 passengers on the flight to Mzuzu instead of 8 and 3 crew members. During his evidence, Dr. Sikwese confirmed having received a call the previous night from the Secretary to the President and Cabinet inquiring if there was space in the aircraft to accommodate Honorable Chimwendo Banda. Dr. Sikwese confirmed that he advised the SPC that the aircraft was full because at that time there was no indication that Madam Mary Chilima and her close protection officer were not traveling. Dr. Sikwese further confirmed that he did not see Honorable Chimwendo Banda at the airport the following day on 10th June 2024, as he was seeing off the late Vice President and his entourage. It is in evidence that before MAF T03 took off from Kamuzu International Airport, the crew called Mzuzu Control Tower to inquire about the weather. They talked to Mr. Moyo in the control tower, who advised them that at that time the visibility in Mzuzu was more than 8 kilometers, which was fair for visual flight rules. In such flights, the pilot relies on visual navigation of the aircraft and looks through the window and windscreen to see whether he is going, where he is going and landing. The opposite to the visual flight rules is one that is called instrument flight rules, or IFR flight. On this one, the pilot relies on the instruments in the aircraft and on the ground for navigation and landing. In this, the instruments in the aircraft communicate with the instruments at the destination airport for landing. The Commission received testimony that Mzuzu Airport has no instrument to effect the instrument flight rules landing. In that regard, during flights from Kamuzu International Airport to Mzuzu Airport, the pilot flies the aircraft initially using the IFR or the instrument flight rules from Lilongwe, and then as they approach Mzuzu Airport, they change to the visual flight rules. It was received in testimony that aircraft was scheduled to depart from Kamuzu International Airport to Mzuzu at 9:00 hours with an estimated flight time of 45 minutes. It is in the evidence of the duty air traffic controller, Mr. Magombo, that at 9:05 hours, AF 88M requested and was given airport surface data via radio on frequency 128.0 MHz. It's a call sign that was changed from AF 88M to Malawi 2, as it was carrying the Vice President of the Republic of Malawi. When the MAF T03 took off from Kamuzu International Airport, the air traffic controller at Kamuzu International Airport informed the senior flight information chief officer at Mzuzu Airport about the estimated time of arrival, and that the aircraft had fuel endurance of 4 hours. The endurance was verified by the Kamuzu International Airport Puma Energy Office. It is in evidence that the aircraft was given takeoff clearance from runway 14 and was airborne at 9:17 hours. The pilot in command was Colonel Sambalopa. Let me now invite Commissioner Sunduzwayo Madise to continue. Thank you.
Like, share, allowing cameras, right.